Hey everyone, welcome back to Clash with M. That's right, we have a new June update, so let's go check out everything that came along with this update. It's pretty exciting, so let's get started. Starting with troop level upgrades, we have the balloon going to level 12 for Town Hall 17. That does include the rocket balloon. They will also be getting an additional level. The Lava Hound will be going to level 7 for Town Hall 16. That does also include the Ice Hound. It will get an additional level. The Druid will be going to level 5 at Town Hall 17. And the Battle Blimp will be going to level 5 for Town Hall 15. I guess this is to make up for the Eternal Tome nerf, but I don't know. It got an additional level. Yippee. Introduced for the first time, we do have a new spell called Ice Block. I like to explain this as a reverse freeze spell. Basically, it will take your troops, give them additional health, make them a buff, and then it will allow them to continue moving on. But it's just a reverse freeze. The defenses stay moving, but your troops stay frozen. But there is a good and a bad side to this, so let's talk about it. This spell will be available for level 1 at Town Hall 14, so once you upgrade your Dark Spell Factory, you will get access to the Ice Block spell. At Town Hall 14, you will be able to upgrade it to level 2, Town Hall 15 level 3, Town Hall 16 level 4, Town Hall 17 level 5. Level 5 is the max at Town Hall 17, but after Town Hall 14, you get an additional level each Town Hall, so it's pretty cool. The reason for the level upgrades will be obviously the increase in damage reduction. So, as you can see on the top right, the 86% at level 1, this will only get better each time you upgrade it. So, as you can see, it's plus 2. Every single time you upgrade it, it will increase the amount of damage reduction to your troops. So, the balloon is in theory taking about 90% less damage than it normally would. And that's a big deal for some of those push attacks where you need tanks. Costing just a single spell space, I think this is a very good way to save some of your army in case you're in a sticky situation where you need that extra tank. It can be used for any troop, and it does, while that's frozen, it allows the rest of your army to push forward and take out those defenses while the defenses are taking damage on those troops that have the reduction. So it's pretty awesome. I think this is going to be heavily used in some of the new metas coming up, so definitely practice with this. Additionally, our favorite pet Frosty did get an additional 5 levels, so that does help a lot with the little Frosty buddy guys in your Frost armies. It's so great. Basically, it's going to improve the Frostmite count, so that's pretty awesome. I think it's going to seriously benefit the use of Frosty. A new defense has arrived for Town Hall 17 called the Crafting Station. The crafting station is free, but once you place it, you will have the ability to pick between 1, 2, or 3 types of defenses to use for your base. Starting off with the hook tower, this operates kind of like the fisherman if you've ever played Clash Royale. It just pulls your troops inwards. This could be a really big problem in terms of RC walk and other types of things like that. Then we have the flame spinner, which is just basically a big fireball ring. It's going to sit there and throw flames in all circular directions and damage all of your troops in the radius. And then we have the Crusher Mortar. It's basically going to act as a normal mortar, but it bounces kind of like the bowler does. So, pretty crazy. You will get to select and activate one of these. It's like the multi-inferno and the single inferno where you can switch between what one you want at the proper time. But each of these do have their own level upgrades that you have to go through and progress as. These upgrades are significantly shorter than normal upgrades, but as you can see, there's plenty of them. Each of these has their own individual upgrade, and you can upgrade more than one at a time, but you can't upgrade in the same area. So I can upgrade one thing in the flame spinner and one thing in the Crusher Mortar, but I can't upgrade all 3 of the Crusher Mortars at one time. This does occupy a builder, so be wary when you're doing this. Even though it's less time, it still does take your builders. If you pull up the defense overview, you're going to see these countdown at the top right. This is basically going to be the amount of time left in this defense cycle. These 3 defenses will cycle out and eventually not be used in the bases. And there's going to be 4 cycles in the year. So basically like quarters in the year, there's going to be cycles. The defenses will swap out, so we're not sure what we're going to see next quarter, but this is the countdown to upgrade these defenses. This basically just gives max players something to do while they wait for the next town hall, because it can get quite boring when you have nothing to do. So I wouldn't sweat it too much if you're trying to max. These will be temporary things, so just focus on maxing your permanent defenses and troops, and focus on these very last. This is just something for max players to do. Trucking along, we do have some balance changes. The Ice Hound did get a couple extra free seconds, 0.25, which, hey, I'll take it. And then the Ground Warden Eternal Tome has been nerfed officially, so the duration got increased by 2 seconds at all levels, well, 0.2. The immunity effect now only lasts 1 second after exiting the warden, which is heavily rough for people that use blimp attacks and try to blimp across the base. You're not going to be able to do that anymore unless the warden pushes ahead, so something to think about when you're using those blimp attacks. A plus side though is the damage immunity does go into effect when you enter into that circle, so kind of like the healing, you're going to see once you enter into that circle of warden ability, you'll be able to have that immunity effect, which is cool. And then, like every update, there's been some balance changes at the lower levels, reducing costs and time and all that stuff, so they can get higher up quicker. If you're interested in reading all of that, it's down here in the detailed balance changes. Okay, so they killed their fireball ability, look at that. I hate it, but they updated the animation, so I don't know. It looks all pink and I don't like it. Moving on. And then my biggest op, the Tornado Trap, also got an update on its animation. I kind of like this one a little bit better. It looks pretty realistic. The fireball, put it back. For the more competitive players, they have changed the friendly war size so you can add 2 and 3 instead of having to make 5 with some fillers. So you can do 2v2s or 3v3s directly instead of, you know, all the weird stuff in between, which is pretty awesome. So, upgrade for the esports community. Some upgrades to the training UI is basically when you click on a hero, you can access all the skins directly now, which is pretty cool. And if you hold down on your heroes and slide it over, you can actually rearrange where they show up in battle. For example, if I don't use my king super quickly in my match, I'll probably push it towards the back of my heroes. Or, you know, you can just rearrange things. That goes the same for troops. That being said, if you're using a dragon army or something, you can put all of your cleanup troops towards the back and all of your main troops towards the front so you know where to click. This is heavily affected by PC players that have to sit there and scroll through the bar. So now you can see all of your things in the same order you want them to be on, which is pretty awesome. This goes for spells and all sorts of stuff like that. And then finally, for the more casual players, we have the cookbook. So you go to the training camp at the top right, there's going to be a cookbook tab. This is going to be armies for more of the casual players. I do see this being updated pretty often, depending on what the metas are. But you can basically use any army and it will update in your main army, so it's pretty cool. If you're a new player trying to learn some new strategies or just hit a different town hall and you're looking for something to build off of, this is definitely the way to go. I wouldn't strictly use these, but I do see some improvements coming in the future. Something to note, this will only update with your town hall, so as you can see, I can only pick town hall 16 and 17 armies. At the lower town halls, you'll be able to use their armies. That's all I got for now. I definitely foresee this new defense taking forever to upgrade, so let me know if you're going to sit there and put your resources towards it, or if you're going to focus on your main army. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Tell me your favorite thing about this update, and let's hope for some continuing good updates in the future. Thanks everyone. See you later. Bye.